listen to that in another time because I want now a DS4 tutorial. Oh yes, cannot believe it is the first time I do this. Bing is really gonna try and show me YouTube videos inside of a search. Uh, uh, uh. So nothing nearer. Explain tutorials and settings. 8 minutes. Okay, let's put that one on for now. Oh, you are really not gonna do this to me. You bloody stupid person. How do I get back to the ones you had now? Eh? I'll watch Rocketeer just because it's Rocketeer.
Hey guys, Humour here with a short video. Here to show you how to reduce the input lag of the DualShock 4 controller for free by overclocking the polling rate. If you haven't watched
It's not my current problem. What am I getting too much? What is the problem?
my previous input lag test videos, then you may not know a fact that sounds quite surprising.
Yeah, intro is too long, dude.
What's going on, guys? It's Rocketeer, and today I'm going to be telling you guys how to
Robert!
your controller on DS4 Windows. Now, I
Don't
realized
worry.
in this video that a lot of people were confused, so I
Is
figured I'd
there?
make a more in-depth tutorial on strictly
Veilig.
DS4 Windows. So if this does help you, make sure to drop a like down below. And without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to Google and type in DS4 Windows right here. And there's going to be 3 links that pop up, and I believe there's even some more down here. There's the one by J2K,
Yeah.
that's the old version, and there's this one, that's also an older version. You want the one that's DS4 Windows dash GitHub pages, and you want to click on that one. You can scroll down the website just to make sure it's the right one. It should match some of the same things as me. You can read this if you want to. There's quite a bit of helpful information. Yep, down here, like Bluetooth audio, that's going to be coming soon. So yeah, a lot of cool information. You guys can read that if you want. The thing you want to do is you want to go down here and hit download now. And there's going to be a lot of versions that pop. So you want to click on, not this one, you want to click on the 4 megabyte one. If you go over, it says 4 megabytes. And there's also the one that's 86. This is also an older version. You do not want to use this one. If you want to use this one, you just want to click download, and it's going to pop up under your downloads folder. Now I'm going to go and access my downloads folder really quickly. There we go. And you just want to extract all. Wait, bad. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Hold on. You want to right click on it, and then you want to click extract all. This is going to pop up. I'm going to put mine on my desktop for simplicity. Now I already have it there. I'm going to put it on my desktop for simplicity. Just click on desktop, hit select folder, and you're good. So I'm gonna X out all this because I've already done it, and it'll download it, and it'll be there. And then you just wanna go back to your desktop screen, and it's gonna be here, PS4 Windows. So I'm gonna double click on that, open it up. Now, a lot of you are gonna be kind of confused on all the stuff that's here. I think a lot of this is just coding and stuff. The only programs that you're gonna actually need to worry about are HideGuard Helper, DS4 Windows.exe, and DS4 Updater.exe. Now, if you choose to, you can run the DS4.updater.exe if you want to every time you get on DS4, just make sure it's not an update. But there's also a setting inside of DS4 Windows that allows you to have it update or check for an update every time.
Ach nee, fuck
You
ook.
want to
Duh.
click your share button and your PS4 button, click on this, and then click on the little Bluetooth thing here. And then you want to hold your PS4 and your share button and click on this, and it's going to pop up Connect it Easy. And after you do that,
We want more.
the first thing you want to do is you want to COD play. So it's up to you what you want to do. If you're playing like a racing game, kind of, you want to run DS4 like I am right now. It's going to open you up into this, and your status is going to show a little Bluetooth symbol if you're Bluetooth connected, and if you're wired like I am right now, it'll show wired. Now I'm going to tell you right now that wired is easier, kind of, but Bluetooth is 100% less delay. So it's up to you what you want to do. If you're playing like a racing game, maybe just go wired. If you're playing a game like Fortnite or COD or something like that, I would recommend using wireless, but like I said, it's up to you. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to profile. You're going to set up a profile, so you want to click new. I already have one because, yeah, I'm going to do one for the tutorial. So profile, video, I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to bring you here. If you want to name it, you can name it right there, and then hit save, and then come back to the profile tab. Click on it, and then you're going to be on the edit page here. Now, this is all optional. Again, dead zone, it has it set to this. I believe I have mine set to 5.5. Now, if you start getting drift, change it up a little bit, up a little bit, up a little bit.
What up?
Drift, and at that point, you're good. Now, the output curve.
What up? Everything, what? You're not really explaining what I'm wanting to hear. Also, you have a nasal voice tone, it's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Bye. A complete install setup guide fix stick drift. Okay, let's see what they are saying now. Bing is gonna try and show it to me again.
Channel. I'm your host Larry, and we're back today to run you through the entire process of installing DS4 Windows, and then I'm going to walk you through the software to kind of give you a more in-depth look at how everything works and the process of getting your various controllers to hook up to your Windows computer so you can use them if you don't want to buy an Xbox controller. I'm going to say right now, at the start of this tutorial, if you're curious if you should buy an Xbox controller and it's not a big deal to you, I would recommend doing that because sometimes there's a lot of stuff with this process that can break. And if you're not super tech savvy, it doesn't always work super great to try to figure it out. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do to get DS4 Windows working is you need to download.
My God.
And the first thing is software. Basically, what you definitely need to make sure that you've got down here under requirements, this file back to the main program. Let's minimize that. So to get this puppy working, you need to double click it. It'll open up a window that shouldn't already be open, but it is because I was playing around with this before I made this video tutorial. So let's open up a fresh one. And so this, what's it gonna do is it's gonna say, hey, where do you want me to save all of your settings and preferences? Do you want me to save them to the same place as every other program on your computer? If the answer is yes, put them in the app data folder. If you want to save them so you can move this folder wherever you want, throw it on a thumb drive, throw it on an external hard drive, throw it on the moon, pull it back from the moon, put it on a new computer, and have your settings move with the folder, put it in your program folder. Up to you. I'm just going to put it in my program folder because for the purposes of this tutorial, that's the easiest thing to do. Now normally, when Normally when you open this program up for the first time, but I clearly have run this on my computer before this because I've made several tutorials. Normally, when you install this, this lovely pop-up window will appear and it'll run you through the additional steps that will be very helpful or required for this program to run properly. And the first one is you need to install the Vigim bus driver, and that's just gonna help run with the controller mapping and everything. Click on this button, download the driver, everyone's happy. I've already got it, I don't have to run through this. Because it'll require me to restart my computer, and that's gonna obviously mess up the recording. So, click on that, install it, restart your computer, open DS4 back up. If you can't find this window and you need this still, go back over here. Go to settings inside of DS4. Down here, controller/driver setup button. Boom. Click on that. It'll open this window back up for you. It's wonderful. So the second step is kind of a holdover from back when this program was made to run on like Windows XP, Windows 7 and all that stuff. Windows 10 has the Xbox 360 and Xbox One drivers built into the operating system. You can skip step 2 because you have to have Windows 10 running to get this to work. I guess technically someone was telling me that this will run on older versions of Windows, but I can't really test that, can't guarantee that.
Can you carry on now?
So
Since
after
you
that,
can't tell us,
two
so
optional steps. You can install the hid hide driver. Explains what that is and why it might be useful. And then option number 5, or step number 5, which is also optional. It's the install faker input driver. Again, this tells you what it does. You want it, here it is. If not, don't worry about it. Finished. So, when that's all done, you'll be presented with this list of controllers, and it might be empty. So the next step is, do you have your controller handy? Is it plugged in or connected to your computer? If the answer is no, plug it into your computer. If you want to install it and hook it up with Bluetooth, I have a tutorial for that. I'm not going to cover that in this tutorial. Otherwise, if you have a cable, plug it in. That'll do. I'm going to plug in my PS5 controller because it's literally sitting right next to me. Oh, I suppose it would help if I pressed the start button. That might help. If it says stop at the bottom, that means the program is turned off and it's not running. So hit start. And then when you plug in your controller, it'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm alive, I'm a real boy. And then boom, you can already just start using this program to start playing games, and it's not a big deal. For 90% of people, this is probably as far as you need to go. It'll pretend that this controller is an Xbox controller. All the games you have on like Steam or you self-install on your computer will be like, cool, it's a controller, awesome, let's touch things. If you need to get more fancy than this, I'll walk you through that. So this is my controller, and it's plugged in via USB, and then it doesn't have shared access turned on. The battery's at 100%. I can link it to a profile ID if I want. And then over here, it's using the default
You're not
profile.
going to tell me what that means.
Then I have the option to edit the current profile or to click a new profile to create a new set of settings.
Yes,
the profiles are just collections of your custom settings for this program. You can change the key bindings on this to do whatever you want. And the touchpad also does this. It wigs around and pretend it's a touchpad mouse on a laptop. It's kind of fancy. Profiles. This is where you can see the default profile, where you can make a new profile, duplicate the profile, import someone else's profile.
Oh my goodness, God. Yeah, just reading the stuff that it says and not explaining it, so just skip over it.
Stuff right
Get
here.
to the stuff that
Auto
explain.
profiles. What is this? You can set it up with add programs. You can either add them manually, or you can just add all the programs that appear in the start menu. You can set it up so that, like, when I turn on Blender, it uses this profile instead of your stuff because it, like,
Yada.
or talking.
Yada.
Not really sure why you'd need to do that. Maybe you have like extra spare controllers plugged in and you're not sure like which ones you want to use. That's an option. So that's where you control.
Okay.
You can swipe the touchpad. You can hide PS4 controller. You can swipe the touchpad to switch profiles.
Are you gonna just read all the things that it's saying
like,
there?
Oh man, I gotta have my controller working at all times. The only time I work with my computer is when I'm playing games. That would be a great functionality for you. You can show notifications, all, warnings, or none. Warnings would be things like your controller's starting to lag and you might die in your game, so we're gonna warn you and be like, whoa, hey, buddy, things are on fire. That sort of stuff. It'll also let you know if there's like an update. Disconnect from BT when stopping, set the Bluetooth. If you click on this, it'll shut the Bluetooth connection off to your controller when you turn off this program. Flash the light bar at high latency. So if your controller starts to lag, the color on it will freak out and so start flashing red and be like, oh my god, things are dying. Probably a good idea, that way you don't start lagging and you don't know what's going on. You can start the program minimize it to the taskbar, close, hitting the close button actually just minimizes it instead of closes it entirely. You can enable quick change to auto disable Bluetooth when connecting to USB. This is actually really nice. That way if you like your controller's dying and you don't want to have to like reset it up, when you swap it over, you can enable quick change and it won't explode. That's actually really useful. I didn't realize that was there. There's like a guy in the comment section that this was like the answer to your question. My bad. Icon choice. What icon do you want for DS4? Do you want the rainbowy one? Do you want the white one or the black one or just the default one? App theme. Do you like a white or do you like...
It's just to get hours of watching views. Hours. Please, man. Please, guys. It's fine, I'm sorry, I'm just now annoyed. What did you say? The guy said? Okay, so this video mode in Bing doesn't work like it's supposed to work, so I'm just gonna go out of here and tell Bing to go fuck itself.
That's actually really useful. Didn't realize that was there. There's like a guy in the comments.
Where what?
Bloody thing. So if your controller starts to lag, the color on it
Yes.
is probably a good idea. That way you don't visit to the taskbar. Close. Hitting the close button actually just minimizes it instead of closes it entirely. You can enable quick change to auto disable Bluetooth when connecting to USB. This is actually really nice.
Now, how is... Okay, there was a pop-up there. Anyway, there was a pop-up. I never knew that one. That's what we want to know. Quick change. But now, why doesn't all the things have pop-ups? I wish all the things had pop-ups. Okay, now he's going to go through all these things, and he's not probably going to explain what it means, so that's going to be useless.
That way, if you like, when you swap it, didn't realize that was there. one.
Okay.
UDP server. I guess that's for like sharing your controller over the internet. I don't really know how that works. It's not really well documented. If you know how that works and you can link me, please do. Use language pack. If you have more than one language.
So what he doesn't know there is the server is 127.0.0.1, and that is a local server. It's inside of your computer. It's a local host. It's not the server and it's not over the internet. It's your computer. Anyway.
For your computer, you can pick one. I'm just gonna roll with English because I'm English. Use custom Steam folder. If you want to do that.
You don't know what it means. Do you have to put it to the exe or the Steam apps folder or what?
Some other options here.
Do they want
like a control panel, profile folder, all that stuff.
I'm not going to click those things because it's annoying things that pops up. Except for
you can basically set what controllers are supported and what it'll tell you what controllers are being detected. Logs. It logs the stuff that this program does on your system. If If you need to clear it, you can delete everything here. You can export these. Maybe you're trying to contact Ryo-chan for help and they want your logs to see what's maybe you logs. The logs tell you what controllers are being detected. So say what
Where do you get
controllers
to
are
logs?
supported and what it'll tell you what controllers are being detected. Logs. It logs the stuff that this program does on your system. If you need to clear it, you can delete everything here. You can export these. Maybe you're trying to contact Ryo-chan for help and they want your logs to see what's breaking on your program. You can export the log. You can be like, you don't need it. Let's get what is oh my files.
Okay.
So let's click on this and freak out a little bit. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
Larry, what is oh my there's buttons and
What is my
settings
profile
and
now?
it's crazy
ESP.
and I'm confused and
Bam.
I'm a little bit annoyed. I got you, fam. Don't worry. So,
Catch me
if
faster,
you want to
please.
rebind anything on here, click it. It'll pop open this lovely button window. You can tell it what you want that button to be. I'm just going to say that the X button is going to be the A button. Boom, done. And then the up arrow is going to be the up button. Boom, done. It's that simple. You just click it, and then you tell it on this other menu what you want this thing to be. You can rebind it to a keyboard button, you can rebind it to a mouse button, and presumably that gives you a lot of versatility on what you can do with it. You can also unbind them entirely. So, great.
Great.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really let you get crazy and like bind it to a virtual reality button, although most virtual reality software kind of has the whole game controller thing figured out anyway, so you probably don't need to get specific or special with that. So yeah. I think it was that button that I clicked on. Anywho, the other settings over here are you can change the light bar color to basically whatever you want. If you click on it, it'll bring up a color picker, and I can make it like I hit save at the top. My color, I mean, you can't see it, but I'm looking at my controller right now, and it's in the setup, support, and max output, and like vertical scale and sensitivity settings for the left stick, or down here for the right stick.
Okay.
Down here for
and
like the L2 and the R2 buttons. All the buttons have various settings that allow you to do things like compensate for drift. And to do that, let's go over here to the controller readings. And this here, this little window is where if I physically move my whole controller around,
the gyro,
inside the red zone, we don't talk about it. It's like going to Vegas. And then after it moves out of that red zone, then it'll properly read and detect the motion and tell the computer about it. So let's say that if we look over here at these other controllers, let's say they're like wigging out, right? And you're not touching them. They're just like going, ring. That's stick drift, right? You've heard about that? Like the Joy-Con stick drift that everyone talks about from Nintendo? It's a common problem. You beat up your controller, you throw it across the room, you beat up your sibling with it, whatever. It damages the buttons after a while.
It gets dirty, it just wears out.
We go to access configuration. We got this thing called the dead zone. If we click up on the dead zone, boom. The dead zone gets larger, so any of the drift that happens in here...
Whoa, dude, where did you click? Oh, so it's on 0.8, okay?
Click up on the dead zone, boom. The dead zone gets larger, so any of the drift that happens in here, it doesn't get registered by your computer, so that you won't just start wandering around when you're not touching the controller. Got it? If you see this moving and it's getting outside the dead zone and you're not touching it, increase the size of the dead zone until it's not. And then it won't be able to escape. If your dead zone's too big, just make it smaller. It's fine. It starts out at 0.08, in case you're curious. That's how you kind of compensate for stick drift in this. It's kind of handy. You can also increase the sensitivity of it. If you're like having mobility problems with your hands and you can't move it a lot, you can increase the sensitivity over here. And if you're curious about, if you're curious about what these settings are, just hover over them and it'll tell you what they do. It's relatively straightforward, like vertical scale.
They don't always say that.
Wait, does it? Maybe?
Why am I watching a video?
Well, it tells you a lot of these, but some of these, if you can't figure out what it is, just Google, hey, what is the vertical scale in the axis configuration of a controller, and it'll tell you. Most of this sort of settings are not specific to any one brand of controller. These are all pretty uniform and standard. So, you got the light bar settings. You can color it by battery, so that it'll tell you when your battery's going dead by looking at the color. That's actually kind of nice. I like that. You can also set mode of the color to normal or pass-through. You can tell it to flash at a certain percentage, and it'll flash a specific color when it's dying. And you can also do like a rainbow thing too if you want. I'm not sure where you set that. Over here you've got the touchpad. You can do like the slide, or you can tell it to tap. You can compensate for jitter so that your finger doesn't go, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. Lower right has a right mouse button. Actually, that's kind of nice, actually. Yeah, I could do that. Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds handy. And then over here, we got the gyro. You can set up like a key binding for tilt up, tilt down, tilt left, tilt right. What is that? Oh, it just gives you this whole other thing. Okay. That's kind of handy. I like that. I like that a lot. So something that people ask me a lot, and I kind of Googled it for like an hour today, is how do you reduce latency on the controller? And there's two settings that everyone seems to kind of agree on.
Yours is
how to
on
fix
3.
that.
Why is mine on
And
9?
one of those is, it says enable data output to DS4. It says output light bar and rumble data periodically to DS4 gamepad. Untick if the gamepad doesn't support data receiving. Changes to this option takes effect at the gamepad connection time. So basically, a lot of people say that enable output data to DS4 lags the controller slightly on some systems. If you're experiencing latency and your controller's flashing red, like, oh my god, I'm dying because it's lagging, untick this. And then the other thing is, if you're using this over a Bluetooth connection,
I didn't
and it's
change.
lagging, do the Bluetooth poll rate, set it all the way to the fastest, which is max of 1 millisecond, which should
Yes,
help.
it doesn't
Hopefully
change.
try to fix that.
I
And
guess my
yeah,
controller
I've
is
not
just like
personally
that.
ever had any problems, but if you do, those might help. I don't. Generally, if you're experiencing lag, it might just be your connection to your computer.
But
Try
that's
plugging it
Bluetooth
in.
also.
Try
So.
changing your USB plug. All of those things might be really helpful. The other thing is, if you want the Bluetooth, make sure your antenna that comes out of the back of your computer that handles your Wi-Fi is in a very easy to see place. It's not blocked by
What
metal.
does that have to do with
It's blocked by a
Bluetooth with
wall
this
or the front of your
idiot?
computer. If you have Wi-Fi and you don't have an antenna, you probably should have an antenna. Go find your box and put the antenna on. Sometimes they don't come with them. If not, I don't know. So hopefully that helps. You can also test rumble pads in the other section, which is actually kind of handy. You can tell if something's broken in your controller or if it's set up correctly. You can also tell it if you wanted to emulate an Xbox controller or a PS4 controller. DualShock 4, just say in your head PS4 controller. You can also turn off disable, or you can also set up to disable virtual controller. A lot of these settings are pretty self-explanatory, and a lot
You
of
can't
videos
really
will
do
actually
that.
have a hover over explanation as to what they do. So yeah, I mean, most of this is pretty straightforward. Gyro controls.
You didn't even go through axial,
light
dead
bar
zone, and
controls,
all those
axis
things.
configuration.
What is
Most of this stuff, I
anti-snapback?
really doubt you'll have to change ever outside of maybe the key bindings, because a lot of these are just kind of technical settings that if you just roll with the defaults would be just fine. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna hit save on the default
Yeah.
profile. You can also create a new one. Let's say
Yeah, you can create a new one, yeah.
and then it'll ask me, do you want to use a preset option? Choosing no will cause the profile editor to use an empty gamepad profile. Let's say yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I want my preset to be gamepad with mouse-like joystick. Let's say high precision camera. Let's just say gamepad. I don't know that we need to be too fancy. Let's say it emulates a PS4 controller, and we'll go with it. And then for color, we'll make this one like a weird pink, just so I can tell it apart. And then out of the box, this should be 90% the exact same, except for the fact that it's reading as a PS4 controller properly, as opposed to an Xbox controller. And then we can call this whatever we want. We can call this PS4 default, and then we can hit save. You can also go in here and edit this, and you can select a different preset to load, and say I want to try these other ones, and then apply. And then it'll load those other settings instead, and you can save it. It'll save over top of whatever the profile was that you were messing with. So you can change all that here. You can get really fine-tuned with a lot of the different settings for the controller, key bindings, and the settings for how sensitive they are in the dead zone. It's kind of nice. I think that about covers it, really, for most of the features of this software. The other thing I will probably say is a lot of people will probably use other software that has drivers for PS4 controllers. So let's briefly talk about that. Let's say you're playing a game with PS4 controller support. Don't leave this turned on. It can sometimes interfere with that and break stuff. Turn this off. If you're using Steam, don't use DS4 Windows at the same time. Mostly going to say that because Steam has built-in drivers for controllers, so if you want to use the Steam drivers, don't use this at the same time. It can conflict. If you're using a game that has built-in support, don't use this. They can conflict. If this is not really showing your controllers, make sure that it's set to start instead of stop. That tends to help. If you're not seeing your controller, try plugging it and unplugging it a few times. That oftentimes will help to get it to detect. Sometimes it takes a minute. Run this as admin is probably also a really good idea. I don't always remember that because I often...
No, it's not a good idea.
You might need to restart your computer when setting up all these drivers before they properly take effect on your system. Go ahead and try that. You might have to close the software and open it a couple times. If you're having that issue where it's not detecting your .NET framework, download the older version of the .NET framework. Download 5.0.0. There's a guide to do that on the channel somewhere. There's a link in the video description to go right to it and download it. Go find that. That will make sure that it'll properly detect the .NET framework. Sometimes when Windows updates stuff, this breaks. Just download a slightly older version, everyone's happy. I think that covers most of it. I'll be showing you guys how to hook up your Nintendo controllers next this week, so stay tuned for that. So that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. This has been kind of like a walkthrough how to install DS4 Windows and get it set up. If you found this helpful, I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye. No, where are we now? There's the other one. Where's scrolling? Why can't I see scrolling? Where is it a separate thing? Ah. This thing can only snap at the top. This is ridiculous. Plus I'm a sign in, so like, oh, no, I don't know. Will you fancy that?
see me with it. You don't wanna see me with it. See me
I hope I'm always on your side. No, I'll look up till I die. I hope I won't end up in your fight, but if I do, you're probably right. I surrender. You act like you don't remember me. You're cold as December and explosive when you look at me. I'm sick with excitement. You can seem so violent. It's fire in your eyes. I feel like you ain't right here. Nothing that you like here. I know you were keen to cut the ties. It's fire in your eyes. 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 I hope you will get at me, but you indifferently. You talk so impassioned around here. When will you put me? I surrender. You act like you don't remember me. You're cold as December and explosive when you look at me. I'm sick with excitement. You can seem so violent. Fire in your eyes. I feel like you ain't right here. Nothing that you like here. I know you were keen to cut the ties. It's fire in your eyes. 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 just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now, never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now, never. I was putting in the Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. 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 We've all been here I wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain, but I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe her, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to.
I don't know, maybe somebody's watching this. Find this interesting. Override reference bar, I do not know what that means. Current color accuracy mode, I don't know. What is requirements? I believe. Now, first I must go here and just disable this guy little bit. So what is that vida? What's that vida? Does anybody know? Vida lock wall. There goes the new thumbnail. We'll do the new thumbnail. Telling me you did not install it? What are you telling me? Nope. You're also unblocked myself. The thing was supposed to be 54. Huh? Something's not working. I'm asking for. Oh my god. How do I get from the desk? Can I not have this? And then not. Why Sonics does it take forever to close this game? Ask me. I should do a network reset as well. Let's go to my SS. Right click here because I want to do this so long, which I plan to do. While the whole closing of the game. Doesn't right click anymore, okay, great. Kill it all. Go to power options. Ultimate performance. Close. Hide the things. My SSMs can hide that things. Kill whatever. Why is it not using it? Fuck it. Complete Windows. Games, but I'm gonna put it on stream because maybe my streaming is then better. But I don't know if this thing even does anything. I don't know what it changes. So we can just leave it over there, but I shouldn't keep it down here because this thing's always not giving me the answers I want, showing me that it did anything. Driver errors, check it up. Slow system, check it up. Blue screen, yes. And some slow blue. No, there are issues. Why they had to connect it. System not responding. Yeah. Windows doesn't even know what to do. Yeah. As it is weak. How did I know it's weak? Huh? No, cancel.
How to fix wireless network problems on ASUS laptops. When you find the wireless network problem on the laptop, you can cross-check the laptop and the internet equipment first to identify where the problem is. This tutorial video only offers the solution to internet dysfunction caused by the notebook. First, check whether your wireless network function is activated or not. Click the network and internet icon on the taskbar, then make sure Wi-Fi is enabled. When the Wi-Fi icon is highlighted, it means the wireless network function is enabled. If you can't enable the Wi-Fi or connect to any wireless network, please try to completely shut down your laptop. Restart it and then try again. Click Start
I
and
thought we
select
did that.
Power.
So apparently we have to do it again.
Press and hold Shift key and select Shut Down at the same time. Your laptop. When you find the wireless network problem on the laptop, you can cross-check the
Playback
laptop
speed.
and the
I
internet
don't go
equipment
full
first
screen.
to identify where the problem is.
Playback speed.
This tutorial video
2
only offers the
times.
solution to internet dysfunction caused by the notebook. First, check whether your wireless network function is activated or not. Click the network and internet icon on the taskbar, then make sure Wi-Fi is enabled. When the Wi-Fi icon is highlighted, it means the wireless network function is enabled. If you can't enable the Wi-Fi or connect to any wireless network, please try to completely shut down your laptop. Restart it and then try again. Click Start and select Power. Press and hold Shift key and select Shut Down at the same time.
Press and hold the shift
Your
key.
laptop will be completely shut down. Please restart your laptop and check if you can successfully connect to the internet with the wireless network. To optimize the network connection or to solve the network problem, we suggest you update the BIOS and execute the Windows update when you confirm the computer is connected to the internet. Download the BIOS file from another computer and store it in an external storage. Then proceed with the BIOS update and installation. Also, check if any updated software has been downloaded via Windows Update. If there is, we suggest to install those updated software. To solve some wireless network problems, you can try to reset the network. Go to Start menu and click Settings. Select Network and Internet, then click Network Reset. Click Reset Now, select Yes. Your PC will restart after the reset completes. In addition, if you only fail to load, open web page on the browser with internet connected, but other apps are working normally, you can try to reset the browser to solve this issue. Open your browser and click Menu. Choose Settings. Click Reset Settings to reset the browser. Run the Windows troubleshooting. Right-click the network icon, then open Network and Internet Status Settings. Click Troubleshoot.
If you are experiencing alarm boot times, including signing into Microsoft, we recommend you
Select the
restart your
network adapter
system
to
and
diagnose.
open ISOs to
Please
check
follow the
your
next step
boot
to solve
time.
the problem.
Okay,
System diagnosis in My ASUS also helps you check wireless connectivity problems.
and then what? This is then
Type My
fixed.
ASUS in the Windows search bar and search. Then click Open.
Well,
In the main page of My ASUS, select Customer Support.
the boot time
In
is
System diagnosis,
too
click
long. We
Check
recommend
on
that
wireless
you
connectivity
remove
problems
or
item.
turn off programs in Task Scheduler.
If any problem or error occurs,
I do
please
not
try the
know.
troubleshooting
Power
tips and possible
80.
methods to resolve the problem
What
on
is
My
this
ASUS.
framework?
If you cannot solve the problem after you have
Which
tried
one
above
is that?
solutions, please back up your personal files, then check this
Auto
information
run
in the corner of the video
fine.
to learn how to reset the system.
Asus update.
If you still cannot resolve your
Task
problems,
machine.
please contact your local ASUS customer service
I don't
center
know why
for
that
technical
is like
support.
every time.
Thanks for watching and welcome to subscribe to our ASUS support channel.
I'm
We
gonna
are happy to
stop
provide you
one
with more useful
and we
information.
want that and we link update. I do not know what this and I don't want that. And I do not know what that entry is there. Is that also now gonna open it up there with the problems, or is it just opening up the program? Eh? See, your help and app and everything is shit. Does not help. Because it's a lot of time wasting, like what I'm doing now. Okay. Where's weird numbers? I don't see weird numbers. Can I not sort these things? That's also really annoying. Okay, so that's a registry entry user, but I don't know what for. Still one drive. Delete this thing, man. What is this? That's not helpful. So what am I looking for? That thing. And I can't go find. Can I go find here? They're all running tasks. Disable all tasks used to be. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it might as well. This is only the enable all tasks. Yes. Display all running tasks. No. I just want to find or spot that thing. 346. This is this thing. So why is it in here? Auto log on, I guess. But then why is there an auto run for let here? Oh, I made an auto run maybe. Just OBS, but I switched it off. Add log on enabled. What? Actions. Start the program. What is this? Don't care. Move on. Wasting my time. Wasting my time. I'm wasting my time here. I'm wasting my time here. Oh, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time. What is Microsoft One core? Nothing in there. Windows. Ooh, there's too many things here. I'm gonna insert game saves. Don't know what that is. Power toys. Auto run. Triggers at log on. Actions. Start program. Power toys. Fine. Close this card. Close this card. It's so useless. I would rather stop services. Anyway, same shit actually. There is actually services. I must have a look at quickly. MS config services. Hide Microsoft. Third, good check. That's about it. Also maybe VPN. I don't need you right now. Or ever. Unless I really want to run it, then you must run. I don't even know if I don't use it. Can they not be running only when I want to run it? I think so. I will do that from services rather. Got them. SC. Except without restarting. There's no Adobe stuff in here, no. Nope. They're not that. Oh, there is one. Huh. Disabled. Great. Stop it. Okay. Why is it running? Here it is. Why did I want to stop it? It was running here now. VMware. Why is it fly? Okay. Stop. 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 Double click. Manual. Fly. Double click that. Double click that. Double click. Manual. Fly. Okay. Double click. Manual. Fly. Okay. Fucking VMware. What? Search. Stop it. Double click. Manual. Why? Something's gonna break now, probably. Poor me. Xbox Accessory Management. I don't know why. It isn't manual. Can't stop it. Okay. Probably it's gonna disable it then. Wham. Still starting. Weird. Put it back on manual. Yeah, yeah. Scroll. Okay, nothing yet anymore. I don't click it anymore. Go back. Services didn't close. Close. You must close all dialog boxes. Okay, but I thought I did. Okay. That was for slow boot, apparently. Then all these things is gone. Okay, I don't care anymore. It's not good enough. No. Yeah, there wasn't something. I just put it on multimedia. Oh, he's playing Fortnite. Huh. Okay, and this thing crashed apparently. Well, I can't change it. Why can't I change it? Oh, this is not what I wanted to do. I was looking for Express and they didn't open it for me. So screw this program, but now it's opened up and it's running and close it and close it. Oh, I can get so disturbed. I'm upset about it. Oh. All of a sudden I have anxiety. This computer is shit. Okay, thanks for watching.